Before I start, I just want to say that over the last few days,
Is this a long one, Dave?
it's a long one. It's 9 minutes. We've had a wonderful time here. We've been embraced by a wonderful family, and we're very grateful. I'm reading a little bit here and there, so forgive me. We're very happy to call everyone here family now. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now that we are family, maybe we can get together and form a football club, and maybe we can give the national team a run for them.
Easy.
Okay, so as you probably can hear from my accent, I am a rebel. Okay. So when we heard that you Brits had decided to leave the continent, we hopped in near a schooner and we sailed over from the colonies. But we came to say, don't worry, it's going to be okay. Everything will work out. Believe me, we've done that. It'll work out. It'll work out. So speaking of rebels, Mark&Anis are nothing if they're not rebellious. I'm going to start with my friend Mark, okay? Mark?
Yeah.
Jacob.
Mark, can I walk over to you?
Please.
Mark,
Jacob.
Mark,
Stop.
We're going to remove them.
I'm not good with hecklers.
Signal the rebel. Yeah, it's a real rebel.
So again, forgive me for reading a little bit. Mark, he leaves the comfort, the family of picturesque, of beautiful, idyllic Cornwall, and he goes off to far and wide, eating who knows what, sleeping who knows where, getting killed by who knows, riding in taxis and having a great adventure. So who really does that? Who leaves this and goes over there? This guy does. Very unconventional. Best Mark, I've read your travel blog.
Oh wow, I forgot about that.
Okay. Mark has he has a travel blog. So this guy, he travels the world. He writes volumes about exciting and daring adventures in exotic lands, far and wide. He lures his readers into a sensory wonderland, right? Even the most experienced travelers like myself, okay, he excites beyond belief. And yet his tagline for his blog is, "Love a good pasty." Only Mark. Only this guy. So Mark, from what I understand, you've always been somewhat unconventional. I understand that as a kid, you know when you're a kid and you don't want to eat the food on your plate, you complain that your tummy hurts, so you feed it to the dog, right? No, Mark, not Mark. Mark picks up his food, runs to the bathroom, throws it down the toilet. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And I also heard that Mark prevented his friends from going out to the playground because he didn't finish his food.
Yes.
So I'm sure that led to a lot of beatings once he got out there. And Mark, all I have to say to that is, couldn't you make enemies the old-fashioned way like the Americans? Mark has a MySpace page.
I do.
Now, I Googled this, and only 19 people in the world have a MySpace page. Mark also follows on Twitter The Apprentice. Which I know it's the British version, but it was made famous in America by Donald Trump. So this leads me to a little bit of skepticism about Mark and unconventionality about Mark. Don't you want to see a female president of the United States? I just love Trump. So Mark, of course, he's an Englishman, right? So as an Englishman, he speaks English. He goes to Thailand and makes a home in Thailand, where English is not even spoken. So there, Captain Unconventional falls in love with a girl. Oh, so nice. But not a Thai girl, an Indonesian girl. So can't you just be normal? So the first time Mark cooked for Anis, mushroom rice, by the way, mushroom rice, remember that? This is what he cooked for her the first time. So he tells his soulmate, right, I'm going to cook you a delicious meal, right? And he said, you know, after you eat this meal, you're going to be convinced to have me as your husband. So this guy, Mark, Mr. Unconventional, decides to make a plate of seeds of a grass and a pile of fungus to impress his future soulmate. I don't really get it. But Mark proposed to Anis at a circus. So the one he's going to spend the rest of his life with, the one he gets down on one knee for, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. He does this in front of sawdust, clowns, fire eaters, bearded women,
Elephants.
and elephant dung.
Tigers.
And lastly, of all the unconventional things about Mark there is, his hyphenated last name. I don't think. So let me turn. Well, first, let me introduce King Unconventional. Right here.
I like that title.
So now I'm going to get a little more serious, okay? Anis. So unconventionality also hit Anis at a very young age. So Anis was raised not by her mom, who passed away too young, not by her dad, who was no longer living with the family, but by her big sister, Yeti, my wife. So at 8 years old, most girls are driven to school in Indonesia or taken to school by a family member or a driver. Not Anis. Anis woke up at 5 in the morning, got herself together, got herself on the bus, 1.5 hours, 2 buses, across a city of 9 million people. Came home at 5 o'clock at night, whatever food was there, came home, studied, went to bed, washed your uniform first, then went to bed, and that's it, day by day. So this is not the conventional boys and girls that that we've seen raised. So she's done a tremendous job for herself. So I want to say instead of running around with her friends, Anis was always found caring for her nieces and nephews. So not having the love of a mother and father necessarily, she had so much love for her family. So I think that is definitely something to be commended. In her 20s, while most of her friends were running around looking for jobs, she was visiting us in the U.S., and she even worked at a Thai restaurant, which proved to be very prescient, of course. You studied French diligently. You won a national contest in French on French essay writing. You went to France as a reward. And what do you do after that? You go to Thailand. They don't even speak French in Thailand.
That's true.
And then, of course, she met and fell in love with this guy, a British guy. Okay? Apparently. So now, for those of you who don't know this, I'm about as much of a father to Anis as anyone else. So I'm her big brother, I'm her father, and it's my deepest joy to give her away today, as you all saw. I almost didn't want to give her away. I hesitated there for a moment. But I always thought she would marry a colonial. So she obviously marches to the beat of her own drum. So, but if I have to say, if it were not for this unconventionality of Mark and Anis, they never would have met and we never would have been here today. So that's the most important thing. So Mark We thank you for your nonconformity, your originality, that you came to Thailand when you did, and that your footsteps intersected with Anis on that fateful day you met. Welcome to our family.
Thank you.
Anis, God bless you, your uniqueness, your novelty, that you stayed true to your dreams and desires, and that you didn't listen to anyone else, not even Yeti. May you both remain steadfastly and stubbornly unconventional, and may you remain fiercely in love. Welcome to the family. We love you.